Today we're checking out one of the best budget, real quality SPL meters for car audio. This is the SPL Lab Mini Bass Meter V2. SEG. G stands for green. They make ones with red or green LEDs. So let's get this thing opened up and we'll show you guys how it works in a car and go over what's included. Now this is the deluxe version that comes with a battery pack, so you don't have to hook it up to a cigarette lighter or to a car. But let's get it opened up and I'll show you guys what it comes with. Okay, so here's everything out of the box. So you have the SPL meter itself, nice and small, compact, suction cups. You can stick this on the front windshield, which is usually the most legit place to get readings. Some guys stick it on the kick panel, on the passenger floorboard. Typically readings will be higher on the floorboard, but from what I've seen, it's kind of more legit doing it on the front glass. So you got the meter, you got a cigarette lighter adapter, and again, this is the deluxe kit that comes with this rechargeable battery pack, so you don't have to hook it up to a cigarette lighter. And the battery does last quite a bit. And then this is simply the battery cable. This unit's not rechargeable. It does need power, so you can either hook it up to the cigarette lighter, or if you wanted to be custom and cut that cigarette lighter off and hardwire it, into your car, you can do that, or use this battery pack with the cable. So I'm going to put some setting pictures up on the screen now. A lot of people forget that this does have a couple different settings, so let's go ahead and show that right now. Okay, so here's how you access those settings. And we'll go more in depth when this is in the vehicle, but when you first plug it in, this is what you'll see. It only reads anything over 120 decibels, so it'll say low, and that's what that means. It just means there's low volume level. So to go in and change the modes, you press hold, and then real quickly press the mode. And see there's P3, P2, and P1, and those correspond to the picture I previously put up on the screen. If you just have it off, it'll just show you the dBs, it'll show you the voltage, which it's saying is low, it's not hooked up to a car, and it'll show you the frequency response. So if you don't set anything, you can just hit mode and go through the real-time voltage, frequency, and SPL meters. And typically you're going to want to use the P3 setting, because what that does, it holds the max SPL and the lowest voltage, so you can check how low your battery voltage dipped, and then it'll also show the frequency where the max SPL was hit. And then you have a reset button after you test. If you want to test again, you just hit that reset button. So let's go out and get it hooked up in a vehicle, and I'll show you guys how this thing works. Okay guys, so here's this SPL Lab Mini Meter version 2 hooked up. So this is when you first plug it in, it'll say low. It won't really detect anything until I think you hit 120 Hertz. So if you just wanted to do simple functions, see how it just hit 120? That's just as simple. You can plug it in and it'll show your dBs. And if you hit mode, it'll show the frequency. So like if you're listening to a song and you wonder, oh, I wonder where that bass note's at. This is active, so it'll tell you with the music live what bass notes are being hit. So that's a handy tool. And then this is live voltage. So those are just the simple functions. And then if it has 3 preset functions, so you press the mode button and then see P3, and then you press the mode button again. Now what that does, it's going to tell us our highest dB, the frequency of our highest dB, and the lowest voltage, so you can see how far your voltage is dipping down. So let's go ahead, leave it on that P3 setting, and do a frequency sweep, and we'll show you how it works. So right there it held 132.1, and the max was at 42 Hertz, and voltage was at 13.7. So then let's say you want to reset, hit the reset button, and it's still in P3 mode. So let's try that again. Let's crank it up a little bit more. Okay. Now this isn't max, I'm just showing you the tool. My stuff's not maxed up, but 136.8, 41 hertz was the frequency where the max SPL was hit, and voltage dropped to 13.3. Really handy. Not only can you test your SPL levels, you can also check out your voltage drop. So the car's not running. I'm not, being critical on here, but I'm just showing you the features. So that way you can see if your voltage is dipping too low, if you have a problem. So really cool little tool. It's pretty basic, but it's kind of nice. I have the other more expensive SSA meter that works on the phone, but you kind of have to wait for them to pair. Turn them on. Sometimes it takes a minute to pair. This is really nice. You just plug it into a cigarette lighter, or if you wanted to actually be custom and hardwire it, you could do that too. Just stick it up. Usually you want it on your front windshield. I just stuck it here because the glare was really bad. But really cool SPL meter. This is probably the best inexpensive professional car audio SPL meter. They're around 220 bucks. I'll put a link in the description below if you're interested in purchasing it. But really cool tool. Captures the max SPL, the frequency that it had the max SPL, and the lowest voltage. And then, like I said, you can also go through and not use the P3 preset when you just turn it on. So off, now you're back to stock. So then you could just live frequency, live voltage, live SPL. So to go into changing the P3 modes, you press the hold button and then quickly press the mode button until you get to the selection you want. Off, P3, that's going to be the most used, P2, or P1. And now it's off, and then to confirm your selection, you just press hold again. So, very cool tool. I hope you guys found this helpful. Again, this is the cheapest, professional, most accurate SPL meter. So if you guys are serious about your stuff, really cool tool to have, super handy. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It was a pretty short and sweet one, but there's not a lot of videos on these out there, and I think a lot of people don't even know they exist. And they're about 220 bucks. I'll put a link in the description below, but they're super handy tools to check your battery voltage and then your SPL readings, and also the real-time frequency meter is nice too, to see where you're hitting at, what frequencies you're getting to. So pretty cool tool. And again, this is probably the least inexpensive of the real, like, professional type car audio SPL meters. So I'll put a link below. Thanks so much, guys.